Well, hello everybody. Just wanted you to see this beautiful woman. She's the project manager behind the scenes. She is the one making stuff happen. Bleep bleep happen. Okay?
He also makes me dig trenches.
Yeah. So when it comes to temp power, she was the one on that county every day, emailing, calling, where is this at? When it takes 4 weeks to get a temp power pole permit when it should take 1 day walk in, something's happening. So it takes the fortitude for this woman to get a hold of them, call them, bug them, and stay on the line until they pull that piece of paper out of the stack, and which it shouldn't be in, and process it. So therefore we have our permit, and therefore we have power, our temp power. Now our builder can have his notice to proceed, Adair Homes, and get out here so they can start working. So now I want to do a little video on this temp power pole, some of the requirements that were required of us, and that you see the power coming in, going out, all that sort of thing. So I'm the homeowner, I'm not an electrician, so there are several good videos on that sort of thing about having it done, and you can go see those. But kind of an overview to give you a good understanding. What you can do is, if you're the homeowner in Oregon, I don't know for the other states, but here in Oregon, and in particular Lane County, since I'm the owner, I can do this work. Electricians hook it up, inspectors inspect it. So my opinion of inspectors is that they're a good thing. They're not a bad thing. They're there to keep things safe. So I've done all the research, talking with people. I've been in the industry for 23 years. I have some understanding of it. And as well as I've done videos just like this, watched videos just like you are. And then as well as eWeb, our power company, they have an actual document, specs on how everything should be. So such as, this is an overhead temp power. There are underground, so this video will be just on overhead temp power. So you can see that the line is coming in overhead. The requirement that eWeb has is a 4x4, okay, 12 feet tall, with a 5/8 eye bolt up there, which hopefully you can see pretty well. Okay, and two 2x4s coming down, and they're at 45-degree angles to the power. So here is our line of our power, and the supports are going in the same direction to help with that, counteracting that moment, that pull of the wire. Down here you can see the supports. There's 2x4 stakes that are driven into the ground, and then the 2x4s are screwed to that, so that helps lock it in place. And this 4x4 is actually 4 feet into the ground, okay, with dirt packed around it and gravel. So later on, eventually that'll get pulled out. The other requirements that eWeb, our power company, requires is this grounding rod. This grounding rod has a 10-foot long grounding rod, 2 of them. There's one that actually got hit with the lawnmower, and 2, and they're all connected with this grounding rod or grounding wire, and this grounding wire goes right up the bottom of this box. And this box, the service box, it has the meter base outlets. A requirement is 4 120 outlets, and a looks like, I thought that was a 220, but not sure about that. But anyhow, our builder requires these outlets right here. This is kind of a bonus, but it's not going to get used. Behind it, there's a few things that I'll talk about. So a few things inside this that the inspector, when they came out the first time, because the first time my inspection failed, surprise, surprise, but not surprised. That's their job. They're to come out and make sure things are done right. So there was two things that, according to the electrical code, that I needed to do. One was the wire that comes out, I had to tape the end of it. So you can see that white tape right there, that is the neutral. So there's two hots coming in and one neutral. Neutral goes back to the transformer, but by the electrical code, it had to be marked, and also at the termination point, which is behind this panel right here. I'm not going to open it. The other thing is a ground to the bus bar. So this box right here, because it is technically a main panel, there had to be a ground from this outside cover to basically that neutral. And then that this panel is also connected to that ground that's in the ground. So the neutral is connected to the ground at the meter. Okay, if it is a sub panel, which it's not, any other sub panel, it has to be, that ground and the neutral have to be isolated. They can't be connected. Back at the panel, that's where it gets connected. So as far as I understand it, let's see. So once those two things were completed and fixed, had another inspection come out, pass, and our power company came out and installed the overhead power. Some other things for per code for design, have to have a weatherhead like that up there, so when it rains, as you can tell, no water's getting inside the conduit, which gets into this meter, and that would be a really bad experience. Water, power don't always mix. So and for the most part, that's about the gist of that. There are a few other designs that they provide if we wanted to go underground on a piece of plywood, that sort of thing.